Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have a fashion designer reviving ancient Burkina Faso clothes, AI's future in entertainment, and the 19th edition of the Basketball Without Borders camp in South Africa. Let's get on with the show. And let's start the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. In music news, Nigerian Afrobeat star Wizkid has been named the first African artist to earn the prestigious Brit Billion Award. This comes on the heels of his record achievement of surpassing 1 billion digital streams in the United Kingdom. Wizkid was honored by the British Phonographic Industry Music Award organization for his contribution to the business. And in sports news, basketball great Wilt Chamberlain's championship-clinching 1972 NBA Finals Lakers jersey is hitting the auction block this month with an estimated price tag of $4 million. The iconic purple and gold jersey was worn in Games 2 and 5 of the championship series that propelled the Lakers franchise to their first of 16 championships. According to Sotheby's auction house, the jersey is expected to be the most valuable item in the NBA Legends collection to appear on the market. And here is some more music news. Grammy-winning singer Lizzo is being sued by 3 former dancers for allegedly creating a hostile work environment, including weight shaming. The singer has denied the allegations. Let's take a look.
Grammy-winning singer Lizzo is being sued by 3 of her former dancers for allegedly creating a hostile work environment, including what they described as weight shaming and sexually denigrating behavior. The lawsuit named Lizzo, real name Melissa Vivian Jefferson, according to court documents. Her production company and the captain of her dance team, Charlene Quigley, were also named. The 3 dancers claimed that they were coerced into touching nude performers at an Amsterdam strip club in February. The suit also states that one dancer, Ariana Davis, was pressured to take part in a nude photo shoot to stay in a dance competition, despite her discomfort. The dancer's lawyer said in a statement, quote, "The stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seems to go against everything Lizzo stands for publicly. While privately she weight shames her dancers and demeans them in ways that are not only illegal, but absolutely demoralizing," end quote. Lizzo's dance captain Quigley was also accused of subjecting the dancers to her religious beliefs against their wills and talked about Davis's virginity publicly without her consent. The lawsuit also said 2 of the dancers were equally fired, while 1 resigned over the behavior. Lizzo has responded, disputing the allegations, quote, "I am not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I'm not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not," end quote. The legal complaint seeks unspecified damages from Lizzo, her production company Big Girl Big Touring Inc., and Charlene Quigley, captain of the performers dance team.
And now let's take a look at some sports news. The just ended 4-day Basketball Without Borders 19th edition camp held at the American International School of Johannesburg in South Africa has been described as a success. The year's event was attended by over 100 delegates. In addition to sharpening the young players' skills in the game of basketball, this year's edition embarked on basketball development events in the local communities. Tuto Komalo reports from Johannesburg.
This year's Basketball Without Borders BWB camp brought together 8 youths from 25 different African countries. It also brought in dozens of current and former National Basketball Association stars as well as coaches. There was visible excitement from the youngsters as they got to brush shoulders with the best in the game. And the organizers expressed great excitement at the milestone achieved by BWB so far.
We wanted to make sure that our young people across Africa just have that opportunity to participate in the sport. And we see really now the massive presence of players from the NBA, from Africa in the NBA.
The most exciting times for the youngsters was on the basketball court, where they got coached by the best coaches in the game. Stars and former stars of the game were also there to give them tips. The NBA stars and coaches visited one of South Africa's oldest and impoverished township of Alexandra in Johannesburg. Here, 4 basketball courts upgraded by the BWB were officially handed over to the community. About 200 youngsters from the township got a chance to be trained by the stars in the new courts.
We want to continue to work with the basketball ecosystem, including the basketball federations, the cities, the corporates, to grow the game across the continent so that every African youth can fulfill their potential in the game.
A colorful closing ceremony capped the 4-day camp, with some of the youngsters returning to their countries with trophies.
It's a dream come true. These players and coaches are one of the best in the world, and they've been through so much and experienced so much. So just to get the opportunity to talk to them and learn from them.
They say their vision is to one day return to this venue no longer as trainee youngsters, but as basketball stars proudly produced by Basketball Without Borders. Tuso Kumalo for VOA News, Johannesburg, South Africa.
Sandy Benton was born with the ambition to entertain and a problem with her vocal cords. As a child, she always hoped to be an actor, but eventually became a comedian, performing several times a week. She makes people laugh despite her physical challenge. VOA's Marsha James has this inspiring story. Here is more.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hi! Hi, cool! I did not grow up wanting to do comedy. I grew up wanting to be an actress and wanting to be a writer. I ended up going down a completely different path with design. I didn't know doing comedy was like an option. Like if you watch comedy specials and stuff when you're growing up or any, like I never was like, oh, I want to do that. I didn't think about it at all. I always liked performing and I liked writing and I liked attention in a very specific performance way. And that's me! And then I remember I came to a show at DC Improv with my friends, I think in 2017. And I saw the host on stage who was a woman around my age, and I loved what she was doing. I thought she was so cool. She was like using stories from her life to make people laugh, and I was like, oh my gosh, all of these horrible stories could have a point. And it took me like another year to start. You can do this, that's a thing. And I started doing it thinking, oh, I'll try it once or twice and see if I like it, or like, because I was so nervous about doing it. And then when I started, it, took over my life entirely. Something that's maybe unique about my performance is I'm a very gaspy person. Like my breathing's very loud. I was actually born with one paralyzed vocal cord, and the other vocal cord was, not 100%. And I was trached until I was 7 years old when the paralyzed vocal cord started to move. Not all the way, but enough. And like as an adult now, I still sound gaspy. Been working on my mental health recently because someone said I should, and I'm working on it. I started keeping a gratitude journal. Kind of cheesy, but at first it started to work. My depression went way down. I started comedy in 2018. I think it was April 6, 2018. And I started I did an open mic in Arlington, Virginia at this bar called Summers, which has since been demolished. But for a while I just went like to the once a week mic. I'm like, well, this will be a thing I do once a week. And then it snowballed from there. You're pretty good, actually. Every man who's ever... Sorry. You seem very nice. Every guy I've ever asked, have you been to therapy? They've literally all said, I'm pretty good, actually.
And now to some fashion news. Burkinabe fashion designer Francois weaves a modern twist into Burkina Faso's traditional fabric known as Faso Damfani. He's trying to boost its comeback. Let's check it out. This fashion designer is weaving new life into Burkina Faso's traditional fabric. Francis Yamiogo's workshop specializes in making Faso Damfani, a hand-woven cloth with colors and patterns. The cloth is having a resurgence after military leaders here named it the official state dress, mandating its use at state functions and in school uniforms.
Le Faso Damfani, tout d'abord parce que c'est un produit du Faso.
Faso Damfani, first of all, is a Burkina Faso product. It's good for the country's economy. I chose Francois Premier because it's quality. It's a local product, well modernized, and that's what got me interested.
Bien modernisé, et ce qui m'a amené à m'intéresser.
It's for the development of the country, and when I put my money in, I know that Francois Premier employs a lot of people and feeds a lot of families.
Il nourrit beaucoup de familles.
Burkina Faso is the biggest African cotton producer. Its cotton industry is termed white gold for job opportunities and export revenues. But locally made Faso Damfani is priced out by cheaper imported used clothing. Yamiogo hopes his modern twist will bring the fabric into the global fashion spotlight. He even showcased his collection at a Faso Damfani themed catwalk event in Paris.
Ce combat, ça a commencé à longtemps.
This battle began a long time ago, but this fight is going to create jobs, create international sales for the country. It will enable people to earn a decent income.
Des revenus décents.
This fight will help us, and it's a noble fight.
C'est un combat noble.
And now to some film news. The use of artificial intelligence has become a focal point in the Hollywood strikes. Studios say they have offered fair protections and compensation where the new technology is used, but actors and writers still fear that their likeness or creative content will be used and manipulated without payment or their consent. Genia Dulo has this report.
A controversial issue in the ongoing strike between Hollywood studios and the Writers and Screen Actors Guilds is artificial intelligence, or AI, the use of which has grown exponentially in TV and movie production over the past decade. Bargaining for TV and movie studios, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, or AMPTP, says it agreed to fair compensation when a digital replica is made of a performer. But the Screen Actors Guild, or SAG-AFTRA, says AMPTP is offering background performers pay for 1 day of work in exchange for the rights to their digital likeness for the rest of eternity with no compensation. AMPTP denies that allegation, saying the claim that the digital replicas of background performers may be used in perpetuity with no consent or compensation is false. At the recent Comic-Con convention in San Diego, AI was a major topic of discussion. Tim Friedlander, the president of the National Association of Voice Actors, or NAVA, said because AI can easily replicate human voices, its members had been affected earlier than other industries. Genia Dulo for VOA News, San Diego.
Thank you so much for watching VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.